for the last few months, not just weeks, months. A lot of you have been asking me, can we get Joanne Calderwood back on the show? What's taking so long? Well, I wanted to wait for her to get a fight, and it took a damn long time for her to get a fight, but she finally got a fight, and it's happening this July in Glasgow, Scotland. Of course, it makes a lot of sense to have her fight there, and she is competing against Cynthia Calvillo, and a lot of people are very excited about this. So now we finally welcome back Joanne Calderwood to the MMA Hour, and she joins us via the magic of Skype. There she is. Joanne, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for joining us. So, what took so long?
I've been chopping at the bit, so just been training. Obviously, I had to take some time off after my last fight and get better, because last year was kind of like, I just stayed the same fighter, and I didn't kind of jump into the whole TriStar and get better as a fighter. So I just, after my last loss, I was like, right, okay, I need to get better. There's things I need to improve. I need to be smarter with my schedule and just try and be a better professional. And then obviously I thought I would be on March, the London card, and then that didn't happen. So now I guess, like, I don't know, I wanted to fight sooner, but I guess it's like it's better late than never, and that I've got a fight.
Yeah, and you're fighting in Scotland, which I know you always appreciate. When they told you that you were fighting Cynthia Calvillo, what did you think?
To be honest, I didn't. I knew there was a lot of hype behind her and stuff, but I had to Google it. I hadn't seen her fight or anything, so this was cool. It's not who I asked for, but I'll take anyone. I just want to fight, and every fight in the UFC is going to be a good fight and a tough one. So yeah, I was excited just to get a fight, just to get an opponent.
Who did you ask for?
Paige.
Ah.
Because I put it to the fans, and that's kind of what everyone was saying, that it would be a good fight and stuff. So at least I got our training partner.
Wait, you used to? What'd you say about training partner? I missed that.
I got her training partner.
You got her training partner. Yes. Right. Or I think maybe former training partner, because I don't think that Paige is still at the gym, but they did used to train together in the past at Team Alpha Male. And so you actually saw Cynthia this past week in Dallas at the press conference. What did you think? Did you guys have any, the square off was, it was a pretty solid one. Were there any words exchanged? Did you see anything when you saw her, when you looked in her eyes? What was your takeaway?
I don't know. I just seen this smirk, and I was I'm so glad, because I was kind of I didn't really want to miss training, but I'm so glad that I went, because that smirk is going to just add a little bit more genuine fierceness to my training camp. And I don't know, I guess it's just good to kind of just, I don't know, when I do a stare off, I get in the zone, and it's just kind of, I'm just so excited for the fight. And it was good to see how she was around the stage. I know she likes a lot of attention and stuff, so I'm just sitting there I know I'm going to. I love the fighting part, and there's a lot of fighters out there that like the attention and stuff. But as soon as you're in there, to be honest, I thought she would talk more shit, trash talk and stuff, but she didn't. So I guess I just hope she brings a good fight to Glasgow.
But the smirk and her demeanor, it pissed you off, sounds like.
Yeah, I don't know. I just I don't know if it's, I've never had that before. I just seen this smirk, and I was like, you're in for a hell of a ride. Don't think you're coming to Glasgow to, I'm so determined that I'm going to show my true potential, and just no one's going to take that away from me. I guess I was just in the zone, and it could have been anyone in front of me, and I'm just no, this is where I'm supposed to be, and no one in front of me can stand there and smirk at me and think that they're going to take it away from me.
It's clear that the UFC is high on her. They put her on the pay-per-view on 209, and then she was back on a pay-per-view a month later, 210. Even at the press conference at 210, Dana White was sitting next to her and was, talking about her, kind of like a new Joanne Jacek or a Conor McGregor. I mean, he was throwing a lot of praise her way. Do you think that they are using you to build her up?
Who knows? Who knows what they're thinking, or I'm just there to fight, and I don't care about all the politics and all that shit. Like, if they think that, then so be it. But I just have to do my job and turn up to these pressers or do my PR and stuff. But my job is to deliver in the octagon.
Did you enjoy the experience being up there with all those fighters? It was a little bit of a crazy press conference with punches thrown and talking about cocaine and prostitutes and things like that. What did you think of the whole thing?
Nah, man, I was like, I can't believe I'm missing training for this. Obviously, it was a good experience. I got to see Cynthia and we got to stare off and stuff. But yeah, I was like sitting like, man, I should be training. Like, I'm missing training for this. And it kind of pissed me off, but it motivated me as well. So, I mean, I can look at it in a positive way or a negative way, and I knew I was getting out of there and I was getting back to Montreal, so it was a short trip, and yeah, but that's what I was thinking when I was like, I don't think we should bring insults and all that. I think we should be respectful, but I mean, people will argue with me, but that's my opinion.
Yeah.
I would just rather be training.
Well, I would rather go to Montreal than be in Dallas as well, so I don't blame you for those feelings either. With all due respect to Dallas. Yeah. And did you see, like, there was some, Daniel Cormier and John Jones were backstage, and it seemed like bottles were thrown. Were you in the middle of any of that?
I was sitting up the back watching, and yeah, I was like thinking, oh shit, this is before the curtain went down, so God knows what they're going to be like when people are watching, and like, because people they want to put on a good show and stuff, so that was just with the fighters backstage, so I was like, oh, it's going to get a lot worse when there's like a whole bunch of fans in front of us, but to be fair, there's probably more action when the curtain was up.
When the UFC announced that they were going to finally introduce the 125-pound division, almost the majority of the comments that I received from fans were, this is great news for Joanne Calderwood. Yay, she can now fight at a more natural weight, 125. And so, since they're bringing it in, why are you fighting at 115 still?
Yeah, good question. So I accepted the fight at 115 when I was like talking to Sean Shelby. I said, like, I'm always, even like, not even that time, but before I was always saying 125, 125. He's always just getting back to me saying, no, it has to be at 115. So I just had to make a decision. Then I was like, fuck it, I'm just going to go back to 115 because I want to fight, and I guess that's the only way. So, and to be honest, like, I changed a few things up. I've started seeing a nutritionist outside the camp, and so I was like a little bit more motivated about making 115. And then, so I told him, right, okay, I'm good for this fight. And then the next day on Twitter, like, I find out that there's the 125 division. I was like, shit. But I don't know. Like I said earlier, I can look at these things as a positive or a negative, and I'm going to look at it as a positive because this means I can go put on a great performance in Glasgow, and then who knows, maybe I'll stay at 115, or but at least there's an option for 125. Yeah. But I'll make that decision after this fight. I've committed to this fight, and I'm going to do it.
Did you try to get them to change it to 125 after you heard that they were introducing the weight class?
No, because they had already sent me the contract and all that.
Okay.
So I was like, yeah.
And so you're not going to say that this is your last fight at 115? There's a chance that you might actually stay there?
Yeah.
Wow.
But, like, I'm just focusing on this fight. committed to it, and I have to make this weight. And but yeah, like as you get older and the more fights, like I've been fighting at 115 for all of my career. So yeah, I don't know. I'll see how this fight goes, this weight cut goes, and obviously, like I say, I'm working with a nutritionist, so I feel like it's a little bit easier, and I just have to reach out and get as much help as I can and make sure I'm doing things right, properly.
They didn't ask you to go on The Ultimate Fighter, right?
No.
No, you wouldn't do that again, would you?
They didn't, but yeah, I probably would actually.
You would? Really?
Especially at 125. Yeah, like that whole 7 weeks I was in the house, I was like, all I could order was eggs and spinach. So can you imagine if I was fighting at 125, I could be having like lobster and shit.
But I just thought about the experience of being away and not being able to, communicate with the outside world. You just did it. I wouldn't think that you would be so eager to do it again.
I feel like I'm a better person now, and a lot of things have changed in my life. So I would see it as a positive thing, and I would go in and probably enjoy it more. And I don't think all the girls that were in the house would be going back in, because some of them have kind of disappeared, and some of them are still fighting, but I doubt they'll be in the house. So it would maybe be a different group of hopefully talented up-and-comers.
Right. Did they tell you, like, okay, we're going to bring in the title at this time, and this is our, like, do you have any details? No, you don't know. Okay. It's just Cynthia Calvillo that you're thinking about.
Like that's one thing, like I would like to know these things, but I guess like they have to keep their cards close to their chest as well. But it does kind of frustrate me a little bit, because I'm seeing myself as a business, and I'm an athlete. I need to know my plans, and it would be good to know what would be next after Cynthia or that kind of thing. But I guess it's just part of the sport. You never know.
By the way, do you have a manager now, or are you still self-managed?
Self-managed.
You like that better?
I'm doing it. I don't even any sponsors, so like.
That's crazy.
Well, I have like a meal deal and stuff. I get 5 meals a week, so that's good. But yeah, it's hard. But what do you do?
Are you still staying at the dorms?
No, I moved out. I moved around the corner.
Oh.
To a place, so I'm a little bit more settled. Have my own kitchen, and that's a little bit easier, because you know what it's like staying with fighters.
Yeah.
It can be a bit messy. We're always like, we'll get it later, but later is usually training. So, yeah, it's cool.
So does that mean you live in Montreal full time now?
Not full time, but I've not been home since December.
Okay.
I want to spend most of my time here.
Okay.
I want to get better and stuff. I have to commit my time to being here full time.
Did you watch the main event on Saturday between Jessica and Joanna?
No.
No.
Not yet. Just with the time difference and stuff, I'm going to watch it eventually, but I usually don't stay up live, because like obviously I'm training and my sleep's important to me, so I'll get around to it this week. But I heard it was a great fight.
You obviously know Jessica, because you fought her back in September, and Joanna, I'm sure you know a lot about as well. Were you surprised when you heard that she beat her 5 rounds to none? Did you think that Jessica would maybe beat her or give her a tougher fight?
No, I knew Joanna was going to win. Like, I know she's got good takedown defense, and she's better scrambling and stuff. And with my fight with Jessica, I've seen that I can't just lie there and like play jiu-jitsu. I have to get back to my feet, and that was a problem for me last year. Like, I was trying to get better at jiu-jitsu, whereas I should have been getting better at scrambling, getting back to my feet, getting back to my strength, and doing more Muay Thai. So I just knew that Joanna has that whole game plan fixed, and she has a good team behind her, and they would have been doing that for her. So I knew that was going to be the way the fight would go.
By the way, I haven't talked to you since before your fight in Cleveland, so it's been quite a while. And I wanted to ask you about. I remember you posting something on social media about a man that you met on the street, and you gave him tickets to the fight, and then he left you a note, I think, afterwards. What's the story there with this man in Cleveland?
Oh, so me and Zach left the hotel, and there was a homeless guy, and he was walking down the street. He was telling us a few jokes, and he's like, "Oh, what's going on? Like, there's a lot of fighters around, and like at the hotel." And I said it was a UFC event, and blah blah blah. And then I was like, "In fact, do you want to go? Because I've got a few tickets." And he said, "Oh, yeah, I would love to." And then I said, "Okay, I'll put it at the reception for you, and then if you want them, they're there." So I didn't think anything of it. I thought, and even if he took it, then I thought maybe he would sell it. But then I was like, you know what? I better someone gets them. So then I went down, and the next day after the fight, and he had left me a note, said that he had went to the event, and although I hadn't got the result, he says that I'm a nice person, blah blah blah, and just left me a really nice note. And so it turns out he was at the event.
Wow!
So it made my weekend.
Yeah, that was so. It's actually making me a little emotional right now.
Yeah, I just kind of liked he was trying to make people laugh, and he's in a terrible situation, being homeless, and but he's still trying to see the good in things and trying to make people laugh. So it kind of touched me a little bit, and I was like, just came to my head like, "Do you want to go?"
That is a great thing.
And he did.
Did it take you a while to get over that fight?
No. It was good. That fight taught me a lot, because I think it's like being a mixed martial art fighter. It's so hard. Like, you have to schedule everything, and you have to know what you want to do and what you want to do in the fight. So it just taught me that I had to take a step back and look at the holes in my game, and then look at my strengths and just put everything together. Also, finding the team, that's been a big thing as well. Like, it's so hard, being in this sport. There's so many coaches, there's so many different martial arts that you need to know and put all your time into. So it's just, and obviously I was a little bit vulnerable, like last year and the year before. So a lot of people see that, and they kind of they want to control me, and they try and give me good advice and stuff. But now it's just a case of me knowing what's good for me, and me working with myself and doing what I want to do. And I guess all this shit just takes time, and I'm getting there.
All right. By the way, last thing,
I don't know if that makes sense.
It makes a lot of sense. And I appreciate the honesty very much. I appreciate you putting that out there. What does the new hair color represent?
It's just a little bit darker than I'm brown, but it's just a little bit darker. I just got fed up, and I dyed it one color.
Okay.
And obviously, I'm kind of trying a different design with my shave bit, because everyone's got it now.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of growing it, and I've got an idea for Scotland. So I'm hoping to change it up.
Can you give us a hint?
Yeah, so I'm just going to this is going to be longer, and then I'm going to still shave this bit, but it's only going to be half. I'm going to dye this a kind of crazy color.
Wow. What color?
I think blue.
Because it's...
You're like...
No, I like it.
You're not interested.
No, I'm very interested. I'm a big fan of haircuts. And is it blue for Scotland?
Yeah, and obviously what I'll be wearing.
Oh, right, of course. No kilts allowed still, right? Reebok hasn't allowed that?
No, but I have got an idea for that.
Oh.
And I spoke to the Reebok people in Dallas, actually, so that I have to describe what I want to do and send it to them, and then I'll get Dana's approval, hopefully.
Kilt. We're talking about a kilt here?
not going to be an actual kilt, but it's going to be something similar.
Well, this is exciting. This is very exciting.
Yeah, everyone fingers crossed that it works out.
We'll pray to the Reebok gods that they make this happen for you. Joanne, it's great to talk to you. It has been too long. Thank you so much for coming on. Great stuff in Dallas. It was nice to see you briefly over there, and I can't wait for this. And I know your fans are very excited to see you back in your home country of Scotland. So best of luck to you. Good luck as you prepare for the fight in the next 2 months, and hopefully we'll be talking to you very soon as well.
Thank you. Are you going to be at the Glasgow event?
Unfortunately not. I'm sorry. But guess what? You do better when I'm not there. So maybe it's for the best.
Oh, really?
Well,
okay.
I was in Cleveland.
I don't believe in all that shit.
No, okay, fair enough. But I was in Cleveland, and that wasn't that great. Although we did have a nice interview beforehand. So maybe we'll try to switch things up. And for you, I'm deciding to stay home because I don't want to be bad luck. That's the truth.
Oh, so it's my fault?
Yeah, no, it's for you. It's for your benefit.
Okay, you'll have to come visit Montreal then afterwards and get an orange julep. Celebration.
That is a deal. That is a deal. On your way home tonight, get one for me in honor of me. I know it doesn't probably fit with the diet, but it's orange julep. It's the great. No, you can't have that. All right, fair enough. After the fight.
Maybe if I was 125, then
that's right.
It'd be all right. But
another reason to fight at flyweight.
Dedicated.
It is the best. It is the absolute best. I'm very jealous that you're so close to there. But really, it's great to see you back. Great that you finally got a fight. And again, good luck in July. Can't wait for it.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me on the show again.
Pleasure as always. Anytime. There she is, Joanne Calderwood. She is back in July. Can't wait for it. Against Cynthia Calvillo. This is a big fight for her. It's a big fight for Cynthia as well. It is July 15th to be exact, and it's back at the SSE in Glasgow.